Cali-Belgique IPA came about in 2008. We have a nice culture here at Stone that we can kind of play around with things in small batches. We get the opportunity to throw different ingredients in these beers and see how they turn out, and this is one of those. Like I said, we had high hopes with this. We had done some very small pilot versions of Stone IPA wort fermented with different yeasts. We knew the Belgian yeast provided a pretty interesting flavor, and that was kind of when the whole Belgian IPA thing was just starting. So we thought this might be kind of a fun way to at least dip our toes in the water and see what came from it. Yeah, from a flavor profile, this beer is it's much more aggressively hopped than a Belgian pale ale. It's all American hops, just hopped like an IPA, and using Chinook hops and the dry hop, I think, really got the yeast character and the hops to kind of come to equal levels in the flavor profile, which was important. Well, it's a very complex beer. There's a lot of flavors going on there, and then the hop character, you've got with the Chinook, you've got some citrus, you've got some resiny type characters from the Chinook hops, and they're all kind of melded together in the aromatics and the flavor. The beer is pretty dry. It finishes real dry. There's no sweetness in here at all. One thing that we found with this beer and with the yeast that we use in this beer is that it ferments really far down, more so than our standard house yeast. It's funny because shortly after we started using this yeast, Steve and I were in Belgium, and we were talking to some Belgian brewers, and we were talking about yeast strains, and we talked about this particular strain, and they were like, "Oh, this strain ferments down so far," and I thought that was really cool, that they were seeing the same thing, and it wasn't, and it was a strain, it's a strain that's available here in the United States, but it's a strain that these Belgian brewers are using and getting from the same place and everything else, which I thought was kind of neat. It's a very refreshing beer, for as much going on in there. So I like it a lot. It's kind of a go-to for me, especially when it's warm out. And, yeah.